Damn right.
I don't think I'm gonna get much into this thing. We can all. Should we leave it on or off? More intimate. Turn it off. Yeah, you're right. Some people are extremely self-indulgent and think that they are better than everybody, and they have to be on stages, and they think that what they say should be heard louder than what other people say. And they are nothing but fools and self-indulgent assholes. And I'm one of them. Just so we don't make any mistakes about that, I'll use this, and I'll be doing flips off the back of it from time to time. This is a piece that touches me very deeply about our present nuclear situation. It's called If I Had a Rocket Launcher. But it's subtitled Some Things My Dad Should Have Got His Ass Kicked For. A long time ago, my father took me to see The Godfather, and when it first came out. The theater was packed full of people. I was very young at the time. The movie was underway, and the people were very quiet. Behind us, there was a large black guy. The black guy pulled out a bag of potato chips and opened them up. The wax paper made a real big noise, and my father said, "Hey, shut up!" real loud. I sunk into my seat and remained there for the rest of the film. I think it would have been really cool if A, the guy had smiled and offered my dad some chips. That would have chilled his shit pretty good. Or if B, the guy slapped my dad upside his head. A while before that, my father took me to a McDonald's. It's okay to laugh. My father took me to a McDonald's. It was like 1968 or something, and we were, it was a nice spring day, and we pulled into the parking lot and got out, and there were these two hippies parked next to us, a boy hippie and a girl hippie. Yes, you could tell them apart. On the side of the car, they had some American flag stickers on upside down. My dad started yelling at them, calling them pinkos, fags, commies, hippies. He told them to get haircuts and to take those stickers off their car. The girl got real mad and upset and ripped her shirt open. Her breast fell out right there in the McDonald's parking lot. I don't know why she ripped her shirt open to express her agitation. Maybe that's the way you did it back then. I think it would have been really neat if the girl kicked my dad in the nuts or something. When I was in high school, there was this kid. His name was Phil Moberly. Old Moberly was gay. His parents lived far away, so old Phil lived in the dormitory with the Iranians and the naval postgraduates. This guy didn't have a single friend in the entire school. At first, no one noticed, but by around October, rumors were flying around. At gym, he was teased mercilessly. Even the teachers made fun of him. This one fat, ugly teacher, Mr. Cummings, really used to lean on him. He used to call him Mo-Burly. He used to do it just like that, Mo-Burly. Like I said, he lived in a dorm. One night, some of the post-grads caught him looking at them in the shower. They beat the shit out of him. A while after that, some of the guys took him into the bathroom and shoved his head in the toilet and flushed it a few times. His face and neck broke into a rash that lasted a week and a half. I always watched him. He ate alone. He sat in the library alone. He was excused from gym for some strange reason. Every boy in the school gave him shit except for me. I couldn't care less. The whole place sickened me. Right before Christmas vacation, he locked himself in his dorm room and slashed his wrists. When I was in 6th grade, there was this kid named Tim Beardsley. He was in my class. He had an older brother who was in 7th grade. One day, neither of them came to school, and you needed one hell of an excuse to miss school. No word from the Beardsley brothers for 3 days. Then I read in the Washington Post how this Ms. Beardsley was a little crazy and in and out of mental institutions over the years and had tried to commit suicide twice on her birthday. Apparently, Mr. Beardsley was out of town on business, and Ms. Beardsley took the two brothers and a sister, age 4, for a drive into the country. Late that night, Ms. Beardsley gave the 3 kids codeine cough medicine. They all fell asleep in the car. She took the car and drove it into a Safeway parking lot. She took a vacuum cleaner hose and shoved it in the back of the exhaust pipe and put the other end in the back window of the station wagon and let the motor run. And she killed herself and her 3 kids. And later that week, Mr. Spencer, the headmaster, put one of Tim's paintings up on the wall, you know, to show spiritually he's passing, you know, some fucking watercolor for this crazy mom who offed 3 kids and herself. So I just thought I'd tell you about that. This is a little tour thing, a little journal thing. We were down in Lafayette, Georgia. We played this really weird gay transvestite bar in Lafayette. A lot of strange shit went down. The owner and staff were obviously gay. Fine with me. The real trip started when the customers started coming in. Dave, the PA man, was outside lighting off bottle rockets in the parking lot when a county sheriff pulls up right next to him. The pig was real drunk. He said to Dave, "Is Martin inside? Tell him I'm horny as hell and I want my black boy." Dave said something, I guess, and the cop rolled away. Inside, I wrote all this stuff all over me with a magic marker. I had Cyndi Lauper, She's So Unusual, across my chest, Devo across my stomach, and Quiet Riot up my inner thigh. And Davo drew one of those little Devo guys with the teapot thing on my kneecap. So with these new tattoos, I went and tried to impress the girls in the club. I would use these real stupid come-on lines and slowly reveal my tattoos. Of course, they all thought I was a total asshole. I think that they thought I was serious. Oh well. I went up to this big chunky blonde at the bar. I said, "Hey baby, I bet you love tattoos. Take a look at this." You know, I would go like, slowly reveal the Devo and then going gracefully up to, you know, the breasts and the Cyndi Lauper, and then doing the slow thing with a Quiet Riot, you know, letter by letter. And so the lady, the blonde lady goes, oh my, oh. And finally she goes, "Hey, you better take it somewhere else, fella." It was a guy. So, and so later on, he took his mini skirt off and was walking around the club in a nice blouse, a big blonde wig, and black bikini underwear with this big bulge. And he'd keep walking by the stage going like this, you know. So, I had a lot of good one-liners that night. The next night was San Antonio, Texas. The show was pretty cool until the cops showed up. We have played in San Antonio 3 times in the last 3 years and have never completed a set. Last night we played in Austin, Texas. The playing was good, I thought. There was a black guy in the crowd. He was up front. He sang along with almost all the songs. The people who were dancing were hitting him as they went by. He knew it, and he took it just so he could see the show up close. Some people are real assholes. The cops shut down the show a few songs from the end of the set. Some people threw bottles at the singer in Black Flag. One hit him in the nuts. He unsnapped the mic and went into the crowd and looked for the bottle thrower so he could put the mic through the bottle thrower's face. No luck for Rollins. When I was in 4th grade, my mother assumed that I was crazy and she sent me to a psychologist. She said, "You are getting out of control. You don't smile. You're destructive." What the fuck was there to smile about? I went to school with a bunch of suburban white kids who were all smarter than I was. I went to their birthday parties where my mother made me. I went to their school. I did not fit in. My mother said I fit in. My mother said that I needed a doctor. So to the doctor I went. It was a lady. She was as old as my mom. I felt like I was with one of my mother's friends from work. First question. "Henry, do you masturbate?" "I'm in 4th grade, man. I don't even You know how it is? Okay, well, some of you don't, because it doesn't happen for you. But anyhow, you know, no, I don't masturbate, whatever. And it's okay to do, you know. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay. Is there anything on your mind? No. Do you know why you're here? No. Your mother says that she gets very frustrated with you. She says that you are hyperactive and destructive. What do you think about that? What the fuck did I know about hyper whatever? I was in 4th grade. My mom wouldn't even get me sneakers. I wore hard shoes. I slipped and fell when I tried to play. My pants were high waters. Leave me alone! I could say anything I wanted to, so I said nothing at all. She would try and show me sex books and tell me about masturbation. She was really into that stuff. I bet she got off on it. The office was at her house. Her daughters would come home from school right when I would get there. I sat in the hallway. They were about my age. They snickered as they walked by. I wanted to kill them. I hated the doctor. I hated my mother for making me go to see her. My father found out that I was going to see a shrink. He and his 3rd wife would tease me about it. I hated them. The kids on my school bus found out, and they teased me and hit me and called me the crazy man. I hated them. I didn't dare miss an appointment. My mother would get one of her boyfriends to work me over. I hated them. I went to that lady for 2 years. Lots of talk on sex and my mother's boyfriends. She put me on Ritalin, a drug for hyperactive people. They made me depressed and quiet. I hated them. She goes to 7-Eleven. She buys a 6-pack of Miller High Life, a box of tampons, a pack of cigarettes. She walks home to her dingy room that she rents at the Madison Hotel. She sits and drinks and smokes and bleeds and watches the sun go down. It hurts to be alone when it's cold outside. It hurts to be alone when it's cold inside. It hurts to be alone when it hurts to be alone. And this is it's called Notes on the Alienation. It's when you're on the outside of everything and you need to do something to affirm yourself, so you just get your own island happen, become Gilligan essentially. I've got a place, a desert, an island. I've got a good thing going in alienation times. Don't climb down here. You put me on the outskirts of town and now you want in? You think you want in. Man, I'll turn the lights out and take your virginity away a second time. Can you dig it? I live in a hanging garden, suspended from your world. In alienation, no Sears and Roebuck dreams. No credit is good. I am whole, complete, full circle realized in alienation, in the alienation, in the desert, in the peace of 1,000 minds. It's only cold in your world. When I'm with you, I'm cold, alien. Your world is such a cold and lonely place. And when I'm there, I feel cold. You're a bad trip. That's why I quit you. That's why I spat you out. That's why I broke from you. That's why I went upriver, into the desert, into the jungle, into the sun. I exist in alienation, but I am not alone. I'm joined by all who know that paradise lies in your eyes. And this is a true story. You guys are quiet. This is a true story. See that? This is real newspaper print. I couldn't have faked that if I tried. This is from the Lincoln, Nebraska Daily Journal. Lincoln woman buys gun, kills self outside Kmart. A Lincoln woman apparently committed suicide Monday with a 12-gauge shotgun in the parking lot of Kmart, 4601 Vine Street. The woman's husband found her body when she took the couple's young son to the store to look for birthday presents for the child and saw the couple's motorcycle in the parking lot. Catherine Arnold, age 28, of 5843 Baldwin Avenue, apparently rode the motorcycle to Kmart where she purchased the single-gauge shotgun, police said. Then she apparently went to the parking lot on the east side of the building, sat down near a retaining wall, and shot herself, police said. Mark Arnold saw the motorcycle in the parking lot and asked Kmart employees to page his wife. When she didn't answer, he went to the parking lot to look for her and found the body, police said. The clerk who sold Ms. Arnold the gun said she appeared calm and did not act as if anything were bothering her, police said. According to the clerk, Ms. Arnold asked if it would be a good weapon for skeet shooting. Records indicate that she bought the gun at about 2:46 p.m. A man in the Kmart parking lot reported later that he had heard what sounded like a gunshot or a car backfiring at around 2:50 p.m. Police received a call that a body had been found in the parking lot about an hour later. Quick summary. On the day of October 1st, 1984, Catherine Arnold bought a single-gauge shotgun at a Kmart in Lincoln, Nebraska. Catherine, 28, mother of one, took the shotgun into the parking lot of the Kmart, sat down against a retaining wall, and blew her brains out. On October 2nd, I came to Lincoln, Nebraska to play at a club called the Drumstick. I sat most of the day in the Drumstick writing. Now and again I could hear snatches of conversation about how this lady blew her brains out. I asked the promoter about it. He told me that it happened some 100 yards from the club. Later on that evening, people were telling me about it. This kid came up to me with a McDonald's cheeseburger wrapper all wrapped up. He opened it up. Inside was some of Catherine Arnold's brains. After the show, I took a flashlight and went to the Kmart parking lot. I walked down the lot, parallel with the retaining wall. I saw the chalk markings where the motorcycle wheels had been. I made a right and hopped over the wall and shone the light against it. I found the spot. The wall was tinted brown from blood and gunpowder. The grassy area around the stain had been clipped. There was a sliver of brain still stuck on the wall. I peeled it off. There was a very strange smell in the air. I've never smelled anything quite like it before. I felt around in the surrounding grass area. I found some more portions of brain tissue. I sat alone with the remains of Catherine Arnold and that smell. It seemed to be in my pores, in my brain. I remember getting the feeling that this was a very special place, like some kind of hallowed ground. I didn't even know Catherine Arnold. I know nothing of what she looked like or how she was. I wanted to stay longer. I wanted to sit down exactly where she had. But at this point, I was overcome by a feeling of being watched from the trees, or from someplace outside the distance of the flashlight's reach. It was clearly time to leave. I picked up the pieces of brain tissue from the grass and went back to the club. I kept the pieces of Catherine Arnold's brain tissue. Waiting outside to leave, I sat down and thought about the whole thing. After a while, the blood would wash off the wall, and the grass would grow back, and it wouldn't look like anything out of the ordinary had happened. Maybe some kids would come there, park, and drink some beers, sitting on the retaining wall, legs dangling over, heels hitting against the place where Catherine's head had once rested. I wondered if they would become aware of an odor of indescribable nature and get up without a word and just get the hell out of there. I found an article on Catherine Arnold in the local newspaper. I cut it out and drove all night to Minneapolis. Here's a letter I wrote to her. And she couldn't get it because she can't read it. Catherine, who would ever think that your trail would end at Kmart? I mean, if you were alive right now, I mean, if you hadn't blown your brains out of your skull with that gun you put to it, would you believe that you would have done such a thing? Catherine, you didn't see what I saw. Oh, girl, some kid had a hunk of your brains in a McDonald's cheeseburger wrapper and was showing it to people. I went to the place where you shot yourself. You know the place I'm talking about. You were there about 26 hours before me. Catherine, I searched through the grass with my hands. I found pieces of your brain covered with dead grass and dirt. I peeled a piece of your head off the wall. You might be interested in knowing that your husband found you. Catherine, imagine what he saw. You lying there with no head, brains all over the place. Catherine, I hope you're not angry with me. I kept part of your blasted up brain. I wrapped it up in a piece of tinfoil and put it in my backpack. I think about you from time to time. Hey, you made the local papers and everything. Who would have thought your trail would have ended at Camelot? I sit in a different jailhouse. I wrap my fingers around my jail cell eyes and beat my tin cup against my ribs. Someone left the gate to the fields of humanity open. One night I crept in with a jailhouse mind, with a thought, with a wish. I slaughtered the fields. I burned them to the ground. Look at the people dancing in the fields, like a human harvest. I watch all of those in attendance through scarecrow eyes. The fields are on fire and everybody's burning. Piles of lovers stacked in twisted heaps, doused with gasoline and set to burn. Piles of dead bodies burning. I listen to the oily crackle and smoldering hair of flesh. I'm still alive. I'm too empty and burned out to burn. I close my eyes. I can still hear their screams. I remember their last dance before I lit the fields aflame. It was beautiful. This is the thing I wrote about John Doe. It's called What a Drag. There was this guy. Don't tell John I wrote about him. There was this guy who went out with this girl. They were together for years. He loved her. She loved him. He got her name tattooed on his skin. That's how much he loved her. There came a day when she started going out with another man. At first, he thought that they were only friends. She told him that she wanted to go out with this guy. He said, okay. That's about all he could say. What was he going to do, tie her up? Of course not. At night when he would be in bed alone, that tattoo that spelled her name would burn into him. On the outside, he was the same, always real cool. But inside, his heart was falling down. I could tell. I could look in his eyes and see. I could see that he was hurting. What a drag. I've got a desert in my mind, and I go to get lost because I've been found too many times before. Sunrise, burning brightly, burning eyes into the back of my head. Like I said, I've been found before when I thought I'd locked the door. I'll step behind the blinds of my mind and walk along that lonely desert road, talking about my only trail, my only friend. Like any desert scene, I have come to complete the circle. When I am done, I will finally be one. In death, I will be one. I'm a snake that's been stepped on, lying scattered, shattered, and forgotten on the side of a trail. Squirming severed, I feel no pain, just the heat of the sun and the crawling famine that is my name. He walked down a hall. He stuck a key into room 21361. He sat down at a small table in the middle of the room. He pulled out a paper bag and wrote on the back, sorry, couldn't hold on any longer. He took a .38 caliber pistol out of his coat pocket. He put it in his mouth. He pulled the trigger. Click. No bullet. Flipped the paper bag over again. Wrote, memo, buy bullets on way home from work. Tomorrow, I would start fresh and get it right. Numbers are perfect, infallible, and everlasting. You are not. Remember that. Numbers are always right in the end. You may see an incorrect figure, but that is not the fault of the number. The fault lies in the person calculating numbers. How many times will your heart beat during your lifetime? Of course you don't know. But there is a number that will provide you with a small bit of information. Numbers are dependable. The sun may explode, you may lose your job, you might not be able to get it up ever again. But at the end of the day, 5 is 5. Get it? Good. Numbers do not cut in line at lunchtime. Numbers do not write bad checks. Numbers sound cool. You go,
"Hey man, what's your 20?" Or like when a fucking pig gets a call on his pig radio to go answer a 511, or you can buy a 16-ounce coffee at 7-Eleven. Numbers make good names, like at a party or soiree. I always wear a sticker that has a martini glass and the words, "Hi, my name is," printed on it, and underneath I write in 21361, so I can say, "Hi, my name is 21361. What's yours?" And then you can say to girls or guys, "Hey, you're really the bee's knees. What's your number?" Yeah. This guy, me, just got off work. I work in an ice cream store. I scoop ice cream into cups, cones, pint containers, quart containers, coffins, and bodies. I work behind the counter. I'm kind of like a bartender. I watch the pretty girls pass the window that looks out onto the sidewalk. I'm the guy in the ice cream store. I've been here 11 hours. My legs ache. I just got off work. It's 2:30 a.m. I'm hungry, so I go to the only place that's open, 7-Eleven. I get the same thing I get there every night. I sit alone on the curb and eat. I have to walk to my apartment. My apartment is home. I don't want to go home. Home is dark. Home is lonely. Home is cold storage. I'd almost go anywhere else except home. I just got off work. I signed on for extra hours at the ice cream store so I could have somewhere to go. I go back into 7-Eleven to get a Coke for the walk to the apartment. It's a long walk. I don't want to go to the apartment. The apartment knows I'm coming. The apartment knows I have nowhere else to go. The apartment is smiling. It shuts off the heat and waits for me to fall in. I leave the 7-Eleven and walk down Wisconsin Avenue. I walk past the ice cream store and check the door to make sure it's locked. I just got off work. I hate my life. I hate myself. I feel ugly, unwanted, mad, mean, cold, and condemned. I make the walk to the apartment. I pull out my folding shovel and dig down 6 feet to my front door. I just got off work. Now this little piece is entitled, "Fuck you, Alan!" Would you guys loosen up, please? I've been here all day. It's 6 p.m. I look forward to getting off work. It's cool not to go to work at night for once. I got nowhere to go, but still, I'm waiting on Alan to come in and take over. It's 6:15. He's 15 minutes late. Fuck you, Alan. 45 minutes later at 7 p.m., Alan comes in. He's bleeding from his eye, nose, and mouth. His forehead is caved in. Alan also works at this fancy shoe store up the street. At 6:01 p.m., the shoe store got robbed and the robber beat Alan's head in with the butt of a .45 automatic. Alan wants to know if I can pull his shift for him so we can go to the hospital. I ask him if he's sure that he can't work. Alan stares in disbelief that I would ask such a question. Alan goes off to the hospital in a cab. The night shift is here. I might as well be here. I don't need the extra money, but the store beats the apartment. But still, fuck you, Alan. This guy, he just got off work. He felt miserable. It was 3:23 a.m. He went to the 7-Eleven and bought some microwave food. He sat outside the 7-Eleven and ate in silence. He felt low and lonesome. This was the usual, just like the plastic bag taste of the microwave food, always right there. He thought of girls a lot, one in particular. She never thought of him, unless she needed a ride or a shoulder to cry on. After he would finish eating, he would walk to his apartment. He hated the apartment. It made him feel hateful to be all alone in there. It was hard to sleep in the apartment, always too damn hot or too damn cold. Lots of couples on the street earlier that night. He would watch them pass his work. They made him feel ugly, inhuman, like trash. He got up and started on his walk home. He had to cross a bridge to get to the apartment. The bridge was very high. They crossed over the Potomac River. Almost every night he crossed that bridge, he contemplated throwing himself off. And that night he did. No, really. Just hopped over the rail, stood on the edge, and walked off. No shit. Now, in this day and age of corruption, drugs, MTV, commercial sellouts, left and right, the dreaded REM sensibility, the deadly Sears and Roebuck mentality, the thought that Bono from U2 is a real person. You need good sound advice to see it through. Now, it's too bad that a low-life slob has to come out to Madison and give it to you. But goddamn it, kids, I really don't mind doing it because I see a lot of crap, you know. I don't mean to say that, but you know what I mean, you know, crap. I hate using that word, kids, but you know, there's a lot of crap, and you kids seem like so wholesome and good, and I just don't like to see you get, you know, your lives cluttered up with that crap, you know, that crap, you know. So, this is some good sound advice. Treat everything you touch as if it has ears, eyes, and brains. You must be aware. The air has ears and invisible telephone lines. They will be listening. They always want something. Trust one and only one. Yourself. I'm telling you, this is not paranoia. This is awareness. Be aware. They will stop at nothing. They hatred and jealousy in their eyes. He liked to touch his gun. His gun felt good and hard and cool and smooth. He didn't like girls. He only got hard when his uniform was on. That gun felt so good. He nearly shot a man once. Some fucking nigger. But he couldn't pull the trigger. His hand was shaking too much. He couldn't come for weeks afterward. He came home one evening and stood in front of the mirror. He couldn't get hard. He tried different poses with the sunglasses on and off. Nothing. He closed his eyes and stroked his cock and remembered that night the summer before when he had that man down on the sidewalk. He had a gun at that dude's head and he said, "You make one move, you piece of shit, and I'll blow your fucking brains out." His hand hadn't shook, and it felt so good. Still no erection. In a flash, he was down on his knees, the barrel sliding in and out of his mouth. So hard, so smooth, so good. The gun came in his mouth. I've got a cock. My cock hurts my feelings. My cock burns me up. My cock makes me feel small. My cock fucks with my head. I've often thought of cutting it off. Cock! Roaches are your gods. You are weak. You should pray to them. They are more perfect life form than you are. You are fucked up with your idiotic idiosyncrasies. You have analysts, tranquilizers. You need vacations. You start wars. You commit suicide. You steal. You lie. You cheat. You are weak. You cannot survive. You are too busy hauling around that big brain of yours. You have to build jails to keep your own kind from killing you. Man, you kill everything. You live in fear. You could never live with the simplicity and the beauty of the roach. You have abortions. You engage in meaningless activity. You are weak. Cockroaches are your gods. You are not even fit to kiss the smooth belly scales of the mother roach. You are repulsed by them. You fear them. There are more of them than there are of you. You get squeamish at just the sight of them. They make you sick. You're weak! Cockroaches are your gods! Give up your plate of food to them. Whether you do or not, they will survive you and your stupidity. You try and kill them with gas and poison, just like you do to your own kind, only the roach comes back, stronger, faster, and more immune. You watch television. You lock your doors to protect yourself from your own kind. You put needles in your arms. You sell your bodies. You find new and inventive ways to mutilate yourselves and others. You are weak. Cockroaches are your gods. I'm looking through the window at these guys sitting in a bar. They stare into the darkness. They smoke. They drink. They try not to exist. They drink and curse and burn and weep and drink and hate it and drink and grind their teeth and drink and wring their hands and drink and live a slow life like death and drink and sink into their stools. And this is supposed to be funny, okay? Even in Madison, this is funny, okay? You guys take American money in this place? Cool, then you can understand this, good. Pulled into Minneapolis. Oh, cool! Oh man, this is great. This is yeah, okay, fine. October 3rd, 1984. Pulled into Minneapolis about 2 hours ago. I've slept about 1 hour. I feel like I'm dead. I took a walk down the street to find coffee. I found a record store and a McDonald's. Okay. I went to the record store to take a look around. Saw Black Flag's new album Family Man on the display shelf for the first time. Not bad. Went to the used section. Overheard a couple talking as they went through the records. Man, this place is great! I found the first Black Flag album here last week for $3. Woman, $3? I'll give you mine for free! I left the record store and headed into the McDonald's. I was feeling like Charles Bukowski. Inside, 4 lines in front of the counter, mostly male. They looked like they were in line to use the urinal. I was standing behind a woman with a big ass. There was a draft, and I caught a breath of what smelled like fresh shit. I thought to myself, is this lady shitting her pants? Couldn't she wait till she got to the counter first? Through the shit stench in the urinal queue, there was a woman walking in and out of the line surveying the customers, asking the kind of questions those kind of people ask. She looked like a medic during war. Here's where it really gets tricky. She looked like a medic during wartime, or a stewardess on an airplane. I half expected oxygen bags to fall out of the ceiling at any time. I checked out her legs. No shit stains. I got my coffee and crawled through the smoke and the bodies to a foxhole in front. The phone rang. Comfort woman picked it up. Hello? Worked at McDonald's? Yes. Well, pretty darn good. Thank you. Have a nice day. Goodbye. I made a run for the door. I looked behind me. The McDonald's courtesy woman was standing on the counter. She was bleeding from her head. She was yelling into a bullhorn. Maxine, we need more straws. More quarter-pounders. Splits. Where's that goddamn plasma? Yeah. Get it. Thank you. Pretty darn good. Have a nice day. I wandered the streets for a time and made it to sound check with minor injuries. 10-4-84. Good buddy. Pulled into Oshkosh, Wisconsin about 1.5 hours ago. Live in Oshkosh. Here's how it went down. Pulled into the place. A video activity recreation center. Loaded in the PA. I was running around humping all this equipment and making Neanderthal sounds. Basic load-in. These girls were staring at me, so I said, "Hi girls, what the fuck?" Real D. Boone style.
They grimaced and walked away. Just like when Dee says it. PA loaded, I hit the streets in search of coffee. I walked down North Main. A few blocks down North Main, I saw a sign that said, beauty parlor. Inside, women sitting in chairs with huge black combs over their heads. They looked like suburban Cylons. What was going on in there? Some kind of Midwestern brainwashing? Modernized psychotherapy? Plastic surgery while you wait? The attack of the brain suckers? Who knows? I didn't stick around long enough to find out. Up ahead in the distance, I could see a Burger King.
Oh, no.
Sure, I had money. Strong American currency. But would it work here? I ventured in. The man at the counter was so nice just over a cup of coffee that it made me cringe. I sat down with my coffee. A man and his son went up to the counter and ordered food. The guy behind the counter smiled at the little boy and said, "Hey, I've got something for you. Do you like candy? Here!" The man handed the kid a red lollipop. I felt like jumping up on the salad bar, pulling out my cock, waving it and screaming, "Don't take candy from strangers, you little shit!" Busted out of there and went back to Videoland just in time for sound check.
All right.
Yeah. This is a thing I wrote for Black Flag someday, but you want me to read it to you guys?
Absolutely.
Okay. It's about one of those fucked up childhoods. Nothing I would know anything about. I was driving with my mother. I was driving in her car. We was driving through the mountains. We was driving real far. Oh, mother, I saw a car crash. Saw a car crash in my mind. Saw dead bodies burning. Some were lovers, some were others, some were good friends of mine. Oh, mother, I got dead bodies burning up my mind. And I'm burning up. And now I want to burn the world down. Oh, mother, remember that man? Your boyfriend? Your lover man? That hot, hot man? He used to fuck you so good. Oh, yeah. He used to beat me with his belt. I'd hold on to the corner of the bed, and he would beat me until I bled. And then he would hug me and say, "I love you, Emma. I love you, Emma." Oh, Mom, it feels so good to be loved. It feels so good not to be left alone. There's a hole in the ground, and I'm falling in just as fast as my soul can pull me down. Looking for the forever man. Looking for the forever man. Waiting on the burning man. In a dream, he touched me with a burning hand. Now, this is the last thing I have here. If you want me to do more, I'll do it. But tell me after I finish this, because this is more words of wisdom that I brought all the way from a long way away to illuminate Madison, Wisconsin. No, this can help, especially you, because you're nice, you're really cool, I can tell. There's some brain damage there. No, come on, we all know her. No, there's some problems there, we can tell. The way you chew. I'm only kidding. I've degraded myself enough tonight, but you see, you must understand I'm degrading you by doing it, so it's all cool. This is some wisdom for you. It's called don't hate. Hey, don't hate. Hate is such a petty occupation. Look at you, you silly bee, standing in the corner with your hate. That's no way to be. Hey, take it from me. The world would be one heck of a much nicer place without hate. Imagine walking down a street full of hate. Lots of people walking around, staring at the ground, with big scowls on their faces, hands jammed deep down in dark, hateful pockets. Not the kind of street I would like to take a walk on. Hate is a waste of energy. Hate is a waste of time. If you see something or someone that you don't like, don't hate. Annihilate and destroy! With a smile.
Okay, goddammit. Goddammit, Herb. Goddamn punk rockers, mohawks, and fucking semen flying all over the place. Jesus Christ. Don't know what the hell they're doing, dancing, killing each other, and all this goddamn shit. Okay, now, oh, wait a minute, I'm taking the cake before I've stolen it from you. Okay, you're all here. You want me to do some more? I'll gladly do some more. If you want, I'll just stop and fuck off and go away. What do you want me to do?
More.
This is more help.
More help. There's a lot of virgins in this room. I can tell by the way you're shifting in your seats. And I'm here to help you. Well, this will take your sexual desire away. And I'm here to help you. Well, this will take your sexual desire away. And if you're in your right mind, this will rekindle it very fast.
Angry Swan?
Tex Jones, you ding dong! You gotta stop snorting that PCP I gave you last week. Okay. Okay, guys. Here's a tip from old Rollins on what not to do with girls on the first date. Ladies and gentlemen, people from Madison, pro tips from Rollins.
All right.
1. Do not have the girl meet you at the pet shop that you work at. You're covered with lice, mites, ticks, and cat hair, and you smell like a litter box. 2. Don't be going to an all-boys school for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years and have had Ritalin tablets shoved down your throat for the last 8. Makes you act all weird and shit. 3. There are a lot of things not to say. Like, so what's your history class like? Skateboard much? Maybe you can come over to my house sometime and I can show you my snakes and rats and my tarantula. It's out. 4. Attire is very important. Please don't dress in a yellow t-shirt, light blue Levi cords, and brand new, never been worn, iridescent white sneakers. 4. Attire is very important. Please don't dress in a yellow t-shirt, light blue Levi cords, and brand new, never been worn, iridescent white sneakers. You'll glow in the dark, stop cars, and look like a total asshole. Nota bene. Remember how clean your face has been the last few months? Never fear, Friday morning you will wake up with 3 to 5 large, cancerous zits on your face. Right, okay. 5. Be careful when you select the movie. If it's too boring or something, your date will excuse herself and go to the lobby. You figure that she's going to the ladies' room or something to powder her nose. 20 minutes later, your interest peaked. You wander out to see what's going on. There's your date. She's standing by the cigarette machine, talking to a guy with stubble, sideburns, and a football jacket. He's got 20 pounds on you, 7 inches on you. His shoes don't glow, and he stares down at you while you blush. Oh, he's in my acting class, you find out later. 6. Now your stomach is really starting to churn. You have to take the girl home and kiss her goodnight. No, this is not the 50th girl you've been out with. You're not trying to see if you can get her pants off on the first minute of the date. You're wondering if you are possibly going to make it home alive. Oh, you have your hopes and dreams, like the 11 o'clock news. Unkissed virgin dies in public transit crash. Yeah, please, don't cover your fear with pseudo-cool moves and casually spit on the sidewalk, miss, and have to wipe it off her bare leg with your shirt. Yeah. You are now at the front door. Don't faint or vomit. You're going to be all right. 7. You're not kissing your aunt or your granny. This is a human being. Wait at least 1 to 2 extra seconds before you say, "Good night, I had a really good time, maybe we can do this again sometime." You're supposed to put your tongue in there and roll it around like you're an expert or something, which you will be on Monday morning when your friends ask you what happened. This is very important. Number 8, always lie. What happened? What happened? I got attacked is what happened. That girl was all over me. I had to peel myself off to beat the milkman home. And your friends will all nod with understanding because they too pecked their date on the lips and made it home at 10:45 p.m. just like you.
All right.
Now, oh yeah, this one.
This one is called, This Guy Came Home from Work. Fine. Talk to you later about that thing. You're fired. Oh, I'm not Henry Rollins, by the way. I'm this clone guy they hired to do this bullshit tour. He's in the Caribbean working on his new album in Nassau. Oh, what, you don't believe me? Okay, see, I'm not as slick as I am right now because I'm trying to find this fucking thing. Uh-oh. I'm really blowing, huh? Okay, oh, here it is. I saved face. Okay. 5984. I'm in a fucking plane on the way to Limey Land. Last night I was in the shed. 30 minutes in there and I got my thing. That's about being in this tool shed I live in, which I really like. Yes. This guy came home from his job. He was a computer data research statistics analyst or some shit. I don't know for sure, but like I said, he came home. Home was this apartment building with the front doors facing the street and the back doors going into a communal backyard leisure area. He had a wife and a little girl. I think her name was Heather or Fawn or something that sounded like a name from the Brady Bunch show. Anyhow, this guy gets out of his car and smells something cooking in the leisure area. Well, he goes around the back way, surprise the wife, maybe get a little after the news. Something's cooking all right. There's a human leg sizzling on the patio grill, cut off right below the buttock with the foot still intact. He was overcome with shock, followed immediately by an immense wave of revulsion and panic. He staggered into the back door of the apartment, opened up, and yelled, "Honey, there's a human leg cooking on the patio grill in the leisure area." He looked up and saw his wife. She was naked and covered with blood. She was working away, humming to herself. I don't even think she noticed him. She was busy hacking up Fawn or Samantha or whatever. There was his daughter, in Ziploc bags, in the microwave, liquefied in the Cuisinart. She looked up at him and said, "It was time." And what could he say? When they had gotten the babe from the adoption agency, she was skinny as a rail. It took about 6 months of grain feeding to fatten the little thing up so she was fit for food. Well, but they had done it. He wandered into the living room and turned on the TV. Maybe after dinner, he could get away.
Oh, man, some people go right to the bottom. Okay, yeah, you're all revolting on me now. That wasn't directed towards you. See, now I'm really groping. Oh, I know what I wanted to read you, dude. Some bunch of lies. No. Oh shit, where is it? See, I'm going. See, I gotta get ready for Vegas, man, because that's where I'm headed. No.
No.
Okay. There's this buddy of mine I have. He's a singer, man. His name is called Nick Cave, and he's a good buddy of mine. And I don't know where he is. He sings this band called The Birthday Party now. He's in this band called The Bad Seeds, and he travels all over the fucking place. He never lets me know where he is. So I was writing these letters from a million different places, and I save them up. And the only time I give them to him, I go, "Oh yeah, I wrote you this about 2 or 3 years ago," and he goes, "Oh." So November 7th, 1984, San Antonio, Texas. Nick, hi. I don't know when or if this will ever get to you, but I just thought I'd write anyhow. I'm sitting in a most depressing hovel in some Mexican district of San Antonio. So far this jaunt is 46 shows in 47 days. I feel a bit worn out. I wrote you a while ago from Kansas, I think. I hope you got that letter. I put the letter in care of Mute Records in England. Check it out if it should ever get to you. The Bad Seeds tour will probably be over by the time it gets to you. I hope it was a good tour. I need a break. We drove all night to get here. I've slept about 1 to 2 hours. I'll have to find some sleep somewhere. I broke a knuckle on some dude's head in St. Louis. Makes writing hard at times. Please make contact with me at some point. If you send me a letter, I'll be on the road until November 17th, because we'll be back in LA to play the Palladium with the Minutemen and the Ramones. New Year's Eve, I'll be in LA January 1 through 14th. I'm doing my own tour of readings. I hope a lot of people come to see me too. Got this new record by John Lee Hooker. Sounds pretty good. See you soon, Henry. And then, now December 5th, 1984, Santa Fe, New Mexico. Nick, hi. Still have this letter. Still on tour. 11 weeks now. Boy, it's cold in here. Powerful cold. I got a tape of the Bad Seeds show at the Electric Ballroom. The new material sounds great. No shit. No, this is okay. I got this thing about freezing. No, you saw that on a silly video. And I got trapped in here. I even watched it. I've never seen it before. Okay. Okay. This is it, man. Fucking Santa Fe, New Mexico, dude. This is it. You know. Okay, here we go. Santa Fe. Last night's show was pretty cool. That time being sick really knocked my stamina back a bit. I got these swollen vocal cords and I had to take a few days off, and me not moving for a few days really fucked me up. Last night I felt a bit better. There was snow on the ground here and it's cold out. It's cold as fuck. The Vitus guys are real helpful on loading the equipment and in general really good guys. They played real tight last night. People like it. I hate this cold weather. It's hard to play in a cold hall. Can't get the muscles working. Warm-up stretching time is doubled. I saw our schedule in the finalized schedule. It's real different than the one DeCassi gave me in Philadelphia. We will be playing at the Ritz in New York on my friend's birthday. Maybe she can come down to the show. Probably not. It's a Thursday night. Not a lot out here. Just snow. I was sitting in a Mexican restaurant. The food was real good. The waiter keeps calling me sir, which is a drag. He keeps filling my coffee cups, so that's cool. I have no idea why we played in Albuquerque 2 nights, but it was cool. A definite tour stop next time around. Tomorrow will be the day that Black Flag played with the Damned at the Lyceum in London 3 years ago. That was a funky day. The Limeys hated us. It was cool. I was bouncing off the walls. I ran downstairs to the stage and nearly knocked Dave Vaney and the damn singer clear down the stairs. They were great that night, as I remember. We were real sloppy, but belligerent. It was cool.
Skip all this. Like that. Oh yeah, I met the poet I'll be reading with in Albuquerque. He gave me these lines about us poets. What crap. I'm sure as hell not a poet, man. This club is real long and skinny. It has a small stove at the rear. You are farther away than 10 feet. You are cold. I have relocated to the vicinity of the stove and I'm a bit warmer. It's getting dark outside. I'm feeling like I'm at some kind of outpost. Maybe if I wait long enough, Jack London will come by with White Fang. The owner just came by and told me to keep the stove cooking. I told him that if it got too low, I'll stuff the little kid. He did not like that too much. Some people have absolutely no concept of true wit.
That's the ultimate case.
No, that's the letter got too boring too fast. I put you. Yeah, that was from New Mexico. We just finished this tour. Black Flag did. The end of the other night. It was 14 weeks long, and the guy who books us, our old bass player Dukowski, he put us into northeastern Canada for 5 days. And
No.
when I see him, you think you have it cold? This is Hawaii, children. I was in 60 below zero weather. That was one of, besides being stuck in Philadelphia for an hour and a half, that was one of the most fucked experiences of my life. I'm sure I can find a few more things of interest. Oh yeah. My ideas for t-shirts, bumper stickers. Devo Rules with the SWA. Pretty fucking classy. 666, the upside down cross, Cyndi Lauper. Can't beat it. I mean, can you imagine some Motley Crue guy with his She's So Unusual with a fucking pentagram? It's worth $1 million. You got one of you people rip it off from me, I'll cut you up. I did an interview with Rolling Stone last night in Los Angeles, and the guy going, "You have this reputation of I said, man, I don't, I'm not into any of what you think I'm into. I said, why don't you just be cool? And then there's this like really goofy lady staring at me from the table over there. And like I just like looked at her and just like said right across the restaurant, I go, man, lady, you better stop looking at me or I'm gonna cut your face up. And the lady went, and the guy just like, my ass is grass on that shit. And here's the thing my friend gave me last night. He made up a fake flyer with me and Dukowski reading. It both looks like we're going for that Zig Heil action. Pretty cool picture. Y'all can pass it around. I had that thing to read you all, and then I came to the end of it, and I figured if you're here and I'm here, I figured I might as well read you some more. But heck, I mean, hell,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, ho, dude, vintage from fucking '84. Rollins live in Denny's. Talked to a girl last night whose looks killed me. Flat out nice girl, I guess. Talked to her for a long time. I did. She was 16. I found that out when she sat down and talked. Oh, no, I'm sorry. She was 16. Found out that when she sat down and talked to me, she had just finished fucking Tom in the shower. Yeah, well, Rollins, you sure know how to read them. Well, at least Tom had a good time. Man, that girl was nice. What a nice girl. Anyhow, the luck of the Rollins prevails again. It never fails. At least we have established a constant. I have re-entered the world of Denny's. This is like reading, writing this in Denny's. I have re-entered the world of Denny's, a wonderful establishment. Okay. This is
thing for when you all have kids. Write me someday, I'll Xerox it, we'll send it out, we'll get your kids corrupted, dead, cut up, fucked up, no matter, no small talk to strangers.